What do they call that marketing money in a company? What's it called? It's called a marketing budget. Budget, right? A marketing budget. So a marketing budget, by definition, because it's a budget, is constrained. There's only so much of it, isn't there? Most companies will allocate X amount of money for their marketing budget this year. And if you don't know this already, you will find out when you start getting clients or talking to prospects, you will find out that they may or may not have, depending on the size of them, a marketing budget. What is a budget? It's a cost center, isn't it? Does everybody agree? It's a cost center. Cost centers, that's how budgets are done. So it's a cost. So when that money's gone, that's it, right? They all know how much they spend, but you ask just about any business, about any ads or any marketing thing that they did, ask them, how much did you make from that? And they don't know. Well, we think it did all right. Well, how all right is all right? Well, you know, we got some calls. How do you know you got the calls? Most of them don't have, they have no way of measuring or tracking where the calls or where the sales come from. Those ads that we looked at there, there's no tracking codes. Most of the time, there's no special number. Most of the time, there isn't even a number. You know, there's no call to action. So they don't know where it comes from. In other words, it's not marketing, it's promotion or sponsoring. These things do not produce money that can be easily tracked. So they don't know what they're making out of their money. Because if they did, it wouldn't be called a budget or a cost. It would be called a profit center. Because if you walk in, and let's say I'm coming to see you, David, because you've got a good name, so I probably would, and I say, well, how much have you got to spend? And you say, I've got 50,000. And how much have you spent already? Well, we've spent 10. So you got 40 available, and you're kind of a bit nervy, but you say, well, yeah. Okay, so if I took that 40,000 and, you know, put it into some of our direct marketing stuff, and I produced you with 80,000, would that be a good result? Well, yeah, it would. Okay, but the problem is, if I take that 40 and turn it into 80 for you, that's the end of the money. There's no more money, is there? Because we've just spent it. Because it's a cost. So it's self-defeating. So once it's gone, it's gone. There's no, you know, there's no more. Now, he would be a fool, wouldn't he? To go, if he didn't go, well, 80 grand. Can you do that again? Let's turn it around. All of a sudden, it becomes a profit center, not a cost. But most people see their marketing budget as a cost. And that, in itself, is a problem. But it's a problem that was created because they have no way of measuring or accounting for what they're spending. They don't know what they're making from it. We do. And you have the tools to be able to measure that. What we do, and really we break then for a quick coffee. What we do is scientific. Most marketing is art. That's why in marketing, in advertising agency, they have the art department. They consider it all art. You know, will your marketing work? Will your advertising work? Well, maybe it will, maybe it won't. And it was Henry Ford that said, 50% of my advertising doesn't work. The problem is, I don't know which 50%. Yeah? Well, we do. And that's what makes it scientific. Does anybody know what the scientific method is? What scientific method is? You should know this. Yeah. John, scientific method. Hypothesis. Experiment. Observation. Repeat. Yeah, rinse and repeat. That's right. In other words, scientific method is based on being able to repeat the results that somebody got every time and get the same results or slight variations or whatever. It proves that it is then a fact. It's documentable. But is that the case with marketing? Absolutely not. Certainly not with marketing, with ad agencies and all of that. They don't give promises like that. If they did, they would have calls to action in their ads, which they don't have. What we do, what Talisman will help you to do and help your clients to do is make marketing scientific. It's trackable, measurable, and accountable. That's scientific method. Trackable, measurable, and accountable. And that's what we do. That's what makes you so very different from anybody and everybody else that's out there. And you're going to be able to use that in a way, you're going to be able to leverage all of this stuff in a way that perhaps you haven't even imagined until we get onto it later and tomorrow.